Hello, everyone. This is Teresa Lawson. I am an independent Relive distributor and a functional nutrition and lifestyle practitioner. And this is February 13th, 2020. And today I'm going to be sharing with you some important steps to building immunity. I know that many of us are concerned about the coronavirus that is spreading very rapidly throughout China and now to other parts of the world. And I've had some people asking me if I would do a little short webinar presentation on how to build our immunity. This is really important because just avoiding this virus altogether can be quite tricky, I think. They have discovered that they think it's airborne, and therefore if someone 6 feet away from you coughs or sneezes, there you go. If you get anywhere near them, within 6 feet of them, you are exposed to this. Also, they're recommending special masks called N95 masks because the virus is small enough it can get through other kinds of masks that are not as dense as the N95 masks are. So that presents a problem. The N95 masks are quite pricey. Also, they're finding that just getting a droplet in your eye can infect you with this coronavirus. So it is highly contagious from what they are discovering. And in my mind, the best way to protect ourselves from this virus, or to help so that we can fight it if we do indeed become infected with it, is to build a strong immune system. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. So the title of this workshop presentation is Steps to Building Immunity, Simple Ways to Build a Stronger Immune System. And here on the home screen, you can see the two websites I recommend. My personal website, healthyparentshappyfamilies.com, and the team website, people that I work with in Relive, beautiful team of women. We're always looking for others to join us on this team. And we do teach and train people in how to use specific high-quality, nutrient-dense supplements to help people build their immune systems. And then if you're interested, we also train people, teach and train people on how to build a business around these amazing, life-changing supplements. And my toll-free number, if you'd like to call me at any time and contact me and leave a message, about anything, information about the products, the business, information about my functional nutrition services, helping people learn how to build their immune systems, working one-on-one with people. Any of those questions, feel free to call my toll-free number there at the bottom of the screen, 833-407-HOPE. And that would be a great opportunity for you to connect with me, and I'd be happy to answer questions and help you in any way that I can. So again, we have a lot of fears about viral infections, particularly the coronavirus at this time. And so we're going to be covering ways to build a stronger immune system. Now we know that the elderly and the young and those with compromised immune systems are the most at risk with any viral infection, but particularly with this coronavirus. So there's about 8 different steps I want to go through with you on what we can do to help build a stronger immune system for ourselves. The first is to practice high-quality cleanliness, and I'm going to touch on each one of these 8 points throughout this presentation, so no need to take notes. The second is greatly reduce or eliminate inflammatory foods. When we eat inflammatory foods, they do cause obvious inflammation in our bodies, which makes it harder for our bodies to fight infection in general. Drink more fluids. add garlic oil supplementation, high-quality supplements, especially vitamin C, to consume fermented foods, which are prebiotics and probiotics for gut healing and immune building. Sleep. Oh my goodness, the studies that they are doing that are showing the importance of sleep are so important to our immune system. And then, of course, last but most importantly, prayer. So first, let's talk about practicing strict cleanliness. With our hand washing, we want to make sure to do this after we use the bathroom, before and after we handle food. And when we're washing our hands, a good rule of thumb is to sing the happy birthday song twice, because it takes between 20 and 30 seconds to sing through the happy birthday song 2 times. And while you're doing that in your mind or verbally out loud, whichever you prefer, you can be scrubbing your hands really well with soap and water. This way you can make sure to kill over 95% of the bacteria and viruses on your hands. And try to get it under your fingernails a little bit too, because a lot of bacteria and viruses hide under the fingernails. And of course, thorough hand drying also is important. So good hand washing is just huge in prevention of the spread of these viruses. Secondly, clean the bathroom and kitchen surfaces frequently in your home. Doorknobs especially harbor a lot of bacteria, a lot of viruses, a lot of germs. Countertops, sinks, and then I recommend you use either a mild bleach or a vinegar solution. And if you go to my website at healthyparentshappyfamilies.com, there is a video there, a free workshop video about homemade cleaning products. A video about homemade cleaning products that you can access to get more information about how to make efficient and effective homemade cleaning products. Also, baking soda cleanser. That's another one. I use baking soda with some essential oils when I clean my sinks. And sinks, of course, harbor a lot of bacteria and virus and germs. So strict cleanliness, excuse me, is very important. That's the number one thing. Secondly, reduce or eliminate inflammatory foods. This is more challenging to some people, understandably so, especially if people have a craving for sweets or high-carb foods. The inflammatory foods, unfortunately, are sugar, dairy, and gluten. And in this picture on the right, you can see these yummy treats we're looking at. All of them contain either 2 or all 3 of these inflammatory ingredients. All of them contain sugar, all of them contain gluten, and I would venture to say that most of them probably contain dairy as well. So you want to try to work towards eliminating sugar, dairy, and gluten as much as possible from your diet. It sounds like it's very difficult to do and very challenging, which it is, but it can be done. I am a mom of a very large family, as many of you know. My husband and I have 11 children, 7 of whom are married. We have 19 grandchildren and 1 more on the way, expected this summer. And I homeschool our children for over 30 years. I am still homeschooling my youngest son, who's 18, with special needs. And I worked very hard, and it took a long time, but I did it. I eliminated. First, I went after the dairy in our household many years ago. Then I went after the sugar. And recently here, we are consuming very little gluten in our household. My husband is an exception to that, but my special needs son and I, and even my college-age daughter, we don't consume much gluten at all. So we've pretty much eliminated these 3 things. And if we can do this, you can do it too. And my services in functional nutrition offer the opportunity for me to work one-on-one with people and teach people how to go about eliminating these inflammatory foods. So if you'd like more information about that, feel free to contact me at my website, healthyparentshappyfamilies.com, and also look at my free workshops. There's some information there about how to eliminate sugar and some ideas for sugar substitutes there. So be sure to check that out. Drink more fluids, water and teas, especially herbal teas, whole fruit juices. Don't go for the fruit drinks because they're loaded usually with sugar, fructose, whatever. Don't go for the clarified or clear fruit juices because they don't have any nutrition in them. But go for the whole fruit juices, and you can find those pretty readily on your store shelves. The next thing you can do is take garlic oil capsules, or you can eat raw garlic. Now, this may not sound appealing to a lot of people, but I learned about the effectiveness of garlic in fighting against bacteria and viruses and even fungus, even fungi, many, many years ago. And my children can attest to the fact that I am a big promoter of using garlic. The minute you start feeling the least little bit of illness coming on, at our house, we hit the garlic oil capsules really hard. We have been doing that for, over 30 years. And quite successfully, I might add. We have fought off many, many infections over the years, all kinds of bacterial and viral infections, simply by taking these garlic oil capsules. None of my family seem to be very much into eating the raw garlic, but the garlic oil capsules, yes, they're very easy to consume. Now, what has happened in the last few years, maybe 3 or 4 years, I've discovered that it's very difficult to find these garlic oil capsules, the stinky kind, mind you, the stinky, smelly kind, not the odor-free or odorless. It's very hard to find the smelly garlic oil capsules on the shelves in a store. I have looked at CVS Pharmacy, Walgreens Pharmacy, Walmart. I mean, I've looked at so many different places to try to find these in my local area, and I can't. They're not on the shelves anywhere. So I order my garlic oil capsules. I go to Amazon, to be honest with you. I order my garlic oil capsules from Amazon, and I do recommend the Now brand of garlic oil capsules because I find that they are very potent, they're very effective, and we use the 1,500 milligram Now garlic oil capsules, and they're easy to take. For children, what I always did and still do, even with grandchildren, when I am babysitting grandchildren and they, if they're ill, they have earache, ear issues, or even a runny nose or cough or fever, I puncture a garlic oil capsule and I squeeze the oil into their ear. And I put a little cotton ball there and rub it in really gently. And sometimes they like the feeling of it, sometimes they don't. But that's what I do. That's what I did for my children when they were, young. That's one way, a good way to get garlic into their system, even if they don't have ear issues, but they're having other kinds of illness. That is a great way to get garlic oil into their body because it's absorbed very quickly through the ear once it gets down inside the ear. And generally, we take 10 capsules at least twice a day, morning and evening, and if possible, I encourage adults and older children over the age of 12 to take 10 capsules 3 times a day if they are able to do that, because this is so powerful, this oil is so powerful, and you actually will reek of garlic, which is a good thing because it's going to kill that, it's going to work on killing that bacteria or virus that's making you sick. Next, take high-quality supplements, especially vitamin C and D. Now, I have a picture on the screen of three of the products that I highly recommend from Relive International. So if you know of somebody who sells the Relive products, or if you yourself are a distributor and you are able to order these products, I highly encourage you to use these products right now. They do help build our immune system. I will explain how that works. The Now, and the sister product of the Now, by the way, works just as well, the Classic. At our house, we use the Classic, which is the unflavored form of the adult nutrition. So it's the sister product of this Now that you see on the screen. The Now and the Classic both have 72 vitamins, minerals, amino acids, enzymes, and it's a complete adult nutrition in powdered form. Powdered form is always better because you can mix it with a liquid and you have much, much better absorption of your nutrients. So that is the adult product, and then in combination with the Lunarich capsules you see there, the Lunarich capsules are great for reducing inflammation, and they're high in antioxidants. So those two products together are very helpful to help the immune system. And then the Fiber Store that you see on the left there, it was created as a digestive aid. And when you are dealing with any immune issue at all, even if it's autoimmune, like thyroid or diabetes or any of those, arthritis, what's happening is your body's attacking itself with autoimmunity. It's kind of gone haywire. And this Fiber Store helps to rebuild the lining of the gut, the lining of the intestine where most of your absorption of nutrients takes place. The Fiber Store has got a lot of probiotics and prebiotics in it. So I encourage people to use this Fiber Store and the Now that you see in combination. And there's a recommended amount on the can. And usually I like to tell people to divide it in half, the recommended amount of each of these products in half. Take half in the morning, half in the evening before bed, and one capsule with each of those shakes so that you've got kind of a consistent amount of the product in your body. And you can always take more if you feel like you need it. If your immune system is down and you want to try to prevent yourself from getting sick, or if you're feeling like you're starting to get ill with something, by all means, take a little more product. It's not going to hurt you. Also, eat a diet high in fruits, vegetables, legumes, and nuts. You can see a picture on the bottom there. There's fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts in this picture. And as you can see, there's eggs in there, high protein food. Just be sure to eat a lot of high quality fruits, vegetables, legumes, and nuts. This is going to help build your immune system as well. The next thing I'm encouraging is consume fermented foods. Fermented foods offer both prebiotic and probiotic effects for the body for healing. And you could see these homemade pickles, fermented foods in this picture. It looks like there might be some beets there. I'm not sure what's in the darker jars, but in any case, any kind of fermented foods. At our house, sauerkraut, I make homemade sauerkraut, homemade fermented pickles, homemade fermented carrot sticks, and homemade fermented green beans, call them dilly beans. Also, another big one that I like to use in our salads is homemade fermented radishes. So those are just some examples of homemade fermented vegetables that you can make. And fermentation is so simple. I call it the lazy woman's canning. The lazy woman's canning method. As a matter of fact, our pastor at our parish asked me to come and do a presentation on how to ferment foods. And so that's kind of in the works for our parish. And I've had a couple of parishioners that I've taught how to make sauerkraut, and they've said, please come to the parish and teach us how to make this sauerkraut, anybody who wants to learn. So it's not difficult to ferment foods. There's a lot of YouTube videos online that you can go to learn how to do that. One in particular is a series by Traditional Cooking School. I would suggest you go to YouTube and just put that in your search box, Traditional Cooking School. That's where I learned how to do ferments. And we don't consume dairy, so I make I make coconut yogurt, which is a fermented yogurt, and I put it in smoothies, frozen fruit smoothies for our breakfast. I make frozen fruit smoothies with the supplements I just spoke about from Relive International and frozen fruit, usually strawberries, blueberries. Sometimes I put cranberries in there. And then I put some of my homemade coconut yogurt for the ferment. Now, what I recommend is that you consume a fermented food with each meal. In our household, the ferment for breakfast is usually the yogurt, the dairy-free coconut yogurt that I make myself. And lunch and dinner, usually I recommend a quarter of a cup of fermented vegetable like sauerkraut with your meal. And it can't be heated because you'll kill the probiotics in there. Or maybe 3 or 4 carrot sticks, fermented carrot sticks. Or if you're eating a salad, you could throw a quarter cup of the fermented radishes in your salad. Another thing you could do is eat like a medium to large size pickle with your meal, a fermented pickle. So there's lots of different ways you can work these ferments into your diet. Don't get overwhelmed and think you have to do this all at once, but make it a goal of trying to learn how to do these ferments. Maybe learn once every week or two how to do a new ferment, and it's very, very simple. Once again, Traditional Cooking School on YouTube. I would recommend you check that out. Next, sleep. Oh my goodness, sleep, sleep, sleep. Americans usually are very poor sleepers. We have so much in our heads, so much, media we're exposed to. We live a very fast-paced lifestyle. We're always on the go. And there's a lot of people dealing with anxiety and depression in our culture. And there's a lot of fear. Some of it's very founded and some of it's very unfounded. But regardless, many people don't get enough sleep. And what happens when you don't get at least 7 hours of sleep or more, good solid sleep during the night, what happens is your T cells, which they're your fighters. They fight the bacteria and the viral infections that attack your body. The T cells can't do their job properly when you lack sleep. Studies have literally proven that when you don't have a good night's sleep, your immune system goes down because your T cells cannot attach properly to the virus to kill it or to the bacteria to work to kill it. So sleep is so important. And no blue light for at least an hour, preferably 2 hours before sleep, because that disturbs your sleep cycle. So we want to stay away from iPads, iPhones, TVs, all of that for at least an hour to 2 before bed. So let's run through these again. And I'm going to add one more very important thing we need to do to build our immune system: prayer. Now, I'm a Catholic Christian, so the rosary is my go-to form for prayer, because I can meditate on the life of Jesus Christ so simply and beautifully, accompanied with his mother every step of the way. So I love the rosary as my form of prayer. But there are other forms of prayer as well. Prayer is so, so important to help us with reducing anxiety, reducing stress, reducing depression, helping us to find peace. And that, of course, helps to build our immune system. So let's run through these again. Number 1, practice high-quality cleanliness. Number 2, greatly reduce or eliminate inflammatory foods. Number 3, drink more fluids. Number 4, garlic oil supplementation. Number 5, high-quality supplements, especially vitamin C. And I wanted to mention, too, that I do have access and recommendation for a source for a very concentrated form of high-quality powdered vitamin C. And so if you'd like more information about that, you can contact me through my website, healthyparentshappyfamilies.com. Number 6, consume fermented foods, prebiotics, and probiotics for gut healing and immune building. And back to the supplements again. Also, if you're interested in learning how to obtain the Relive Fiber Store and the adult nutrition that I spoke of, along with the Lunarich capsules to help build your immune system, let me know. Contact me through my website or my toll-free number, and I would be happy to help you with that as well. Number 7, sleep. Sleep. 7 hours of sleep a night. Somehow, some way, work towards that as your goal. At least 7 hours of sleep. And number 8, prayer. And that is, in my mind, the most important thing that we can do in this whole process is to pray, because we need to, in doing all of these things to try to build our immune system, we need to develop the discipline to implement this. And it does take discipline and it does take time. But prayer is key, because we know that with God all things are possible, and He will help us to accomplish all of these things in order to build our immune system and make it stronger, that we can fight off the coronavirus or any other viruses or bacteria we're exposed to. He wants us to be healthy. He wants us to be whole. He's got work for all of us to do. And He wants us to be at our peak so that we can do His will. So I highly encourage you to check out my websites, both of them, my team website at healthfamilylife.com, where you can be introduced to my team members, beautiful Catholic women I work with, or my personal website, healthyparentshappyfamilies.com, and go to my free workshops page. And there you will find some workshops that will help you move towards detoxifying yourself, your body, your home, and that will help build your immune system. And once again, you can contact me also at my toll-free number, 833-407-HOPE, or 833-407. It's also number 4673. So any questions, just please contact me. And God bless everyone, and I hope you have a great day.